Hello and thanks for watching today's video. I'm Alex.
And I'm Lainey.
And today we're going to talk about 8 ways to keep from going broke in retirement. It's an important one.
Very important.
Yeah, and before we get started, just a tiny bit of housekeeping. Really helps us if you subscribe, so please do. And let us know how you are doing in retirement. If you have ideas on how to keep from going broke, it would be important.
Yes, and we are not financial advisors, so please speak to yours to get any financial advice. These are just some of our opinions.
Yep, definitely.
So the first one is to be realistic about your expenses. Some people are not realistic about their spending and maybe end up spending a lot more than they think they will. So it's really important to track your actual expenses before you retire for at least 6 months. Stuff crops up that you might not even think about. So it's really important to give yourself quite a bit of time to really find out what you're actually spending. And then that might change when you retire. So you'll have to ask yourself, will that change when you're retired? Are you going to have a mortgage? Are you going to travel more? Are you going to go down to 1 car instead of 2? Those type of things. And that'll make a big difference to your budget.
Yeah, so do like a trial run. Trial run and try and see if you can live off your retirement budget for 6 months.
Yes.
You might be surprised. Okay, so the second one, which is really important, is always be looking for ways to save money. It is not embarrassing or shameful to want to save money. Sometimes I feel like, keeping up with the Joneses makes you feel like a stigma if you're trying to save money. But there's a lot of things you can do. Like, for example, if you have a streaming service, many times they have a premium service with no ads at one price. The one I'm thinking of right now is $25 a month. And they have a ad-supported version for $7.99 a month. That is a significant savings. And although the little difference might not seem like much, when you do this across a lot of different streaming services and other things you do, the savings start adding up. Another one could be your cell phone bill. Take a look at that bill and see if you need the services that you're getting offered. Are there other carriers that offer a better rate? Actually go into the stores and shop the rates and compare and get yourself the best deal you can. One of the big ones these days, and I feel like this is a cost that's crept up very quickly and almost caught us all by surprise, is the cost of eating out. It used to be more affordable, and now it's got out of control. So maybe you eat out less often and cook more at home. So what can you cut out? We looked at our budget this morning and we found $155 a month that we can cut out of our budget. You add that up over a year, that's $1,800. That's a significant amount of money. We could use that for a weekend away.
Yeah.
Or save it.
Yes. Absolutely. And the next thing is figuring out the right withdrawal rate for you. Once you retire, you'll probably have another 20 to 30 years that you're going to live, and you're going to need to find the balance between spending and making your money last. Many people use the 4% rule, and that works for some people, especially for the first year, and then adjust for inflation each year after that. I don't necessarily know that we've been using that particular rule for ourselves at the moment.
No, we're not using that. We're trying not to even take 4% of our capital out. We're trying to live just off as little as we can.
Yeah.
There
was a Morningstar study that found retiree using that method had a 90% probability of having funds left after 30 years. So, but that, I think each person will need to look at that for themselves and see what works.
Definitely. Figuring out what you have, where's your money coming from, how much you need to supplement Social Security. If you can't live off Social Security, is super important. Yeah. The next one is keep saving. Obviously saving when you're young is the optimum scenario, but even when you're in retirement, if you can live off less than your income, then you can build your wealth and, have more of a nest egg for the future. So you should always be looking at ways to cut your budget and save money while still enjoying your retirement as much as you can.
Yeah, really important to save whenever you can, really.
Yeah.
And the next thing is being strategic about when you claim your Social Security.
Yeah.
And this is different for everyone, of course. You only know what your situation is. But the longer you wait, the larger your check will be. But then you have to play catch up to make up the difference of the money that you weren't claiming.
Right.
So,
and it seems like it's like between 8 to 9 years is how long it takes you to catch up that lost amount of money. So if you plan on living to be very, very old, then it probably pays to wait. But if you don't know what your future is, I mean...
Well, and then, exactly, and you need to find out, if you still want to keep working as well, then you don't need to claim your Social Security, probably.
Right.
So
definitely a personal thing, but it's something to look at. And, we know people who had to wait. They couldn't live off what their Social Security was at 62. They had to wait till full retirement age, which I think was 67 perhaps, to maximize their monthly income, which then was enough that they could live comfortably. But if you wait till you're 67 and then you die when you're 70, you've only claimed for 3 years. So
well, and unfortunately, none of us has a crystal ball to know exactly how long we are going to live and need Social Security. So.
Which brings me into item number 7. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. Start watching YouTube videos on health. Start watching, TV, read books. Eat healthy. Don't eat fast food. Don't eat potato chips cooked in seed oils. I mean, there's all kinds of things. But, exercise. Stay healthy. Try and reduce your stress levels because you don't want to get sick. And Medicare doesn't kick in till you're 65. So if you've retired early, you do not want to get sick.
No.
You don't get sick ever.
No, exactly.
So stay healthy.
Better to stay healthy and not need to go to the doctor or the hospital.
But, a significant illness, if you're underinsured, I mean, even most insurance policies these days have $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 deductibles. I mean, that can take a big chunk out of your finances. So, especially if you get sick in December, because you're going to pay that in December and you'll pay it again in January.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, stay healthy so that you don't end up in that situation.
Yes. And the final thing is consider adding a side hustle to make more money and add that to your budget. These can include things like selling homemade products, starting a YouTube channel, consulting, coaching, pet walking, online selling for Etsy or eBay, and maybe even tutoring or teaching.
Yeah, it can make a big difference to even, $500, $700 a month can make a big difference to your retirement budget.
Yeah.
So it's well worth doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So once again, if you have any tips or ideas on ways to save money, ways to earn extra money easily without ruining your retirement, please give us a comment, and we truly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button.
Yep, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.